EV adoption is still a reality. EV registrations are up, EV ownership is more and more popular, and it's still increasing. The numbers are not dropping off, but are the numbers matching up with projections? It seems to depend on who you ask. Either way, we've seen the recent market picture and industry numbers used as references or reasons why certain companies are making choices to alter their production or their investments into certain electric aspects of their companies. Welcome back to the Out of Spec podcast. I'm your host, Francie. Let's plug into some EV news. The Ford F-150 Lightning is honestly one of the two electric trucks that actually matter. Spicy take? I don't know. Seems to be true. Rivian and the Ford F-150 are the only EV trucks with actual production numbers. The Hummer EV is the Hummer EV. It's a beast of its own. The Silverado EV hasn't had any deliveries. The Cybertruck has only had a handful of deliveries. I know everyone's so excited about that, though. But the F-150 Lightning has had over 20,000, I think 20,365 Lightnings sold through November of 2023, with 4,393 Lightnings sold in November of this year, that being their highest sales month so far. And for more context, for Rivian, they've sold or delivered more than 57,000 Rivians through quarter three of this year, 2023. That number does include both the R1T and the R1S, though. But between these two companies, we are looking at the only real electric trucks on the market that have the numbers to really show us what this market might look like in the future, what works, what doesn't. And there are two really distinct ways to go at the electric truck image. One is Rivian, the all-electric company, all-electric platform. They are software forward, and they're not really trying to emulate something from the past, but make something new. And this is versus the legacy automakers take, Ford, on the electric truck. It's a solid truck. It's a compelling vehicle. It's designed like a regular truck for better or for worse. So into the future with the F-150 Lightning production, let's look at 2024. So initially, Ford had planned for 3,200 Lightnings produced per week, aiming for 150,000 a year. I just want to take a second to let that sink in. Over 3,000 Lightnings produced a week. I think that is a whole lot of Lightnings. They had just recently announced, actually, that they are reducing production to 1,600 Lightnings per week starting in January of 2024. So that is half the original production. Notably, this would mean that about 6,400 Lightnings are produced a month, which is still almost 50% more than their best-selling month so far. Just to put that into perspective. Following that, this would come out to a projected annual production of about 80,000 F-150 Lightnings produced a year. So Ford states that the reduction is in response to a changing market demand. My question is, has it really changed? Was the EV truck ever really wanted? Was it a huge demand? It's something really cool, but in terms of what most people will buy, I don't think it's an electric truck. I think it's more commuter cars, but we'll see about that. Ford here is likely referencing or considering the not too aggressive growth of EV sales that we've seen this year and last year, and how big of a role also that the price of EVs is playing in buyer decision making. The least expensive Lightning, the Pro model, is still $50,000, and the economy is just a huge factor here. The importance of affordability in EVs cannot be understated, in my opinion. A note from another automaker who has acknowledged this specific aspect of affordability is that of Volvo, whose CEO commented that there is a huge demand for affordable EVs, and they point to their EX30, which will be starting at a $34,950 MSRP according to their website. So obviously not a truck, definitely more of a family everyday use car, but Volvo expects a reasonably decent sales volume and strong double-digit sales growth. And they go on to say that we are not seeing any order cancellations or any slowdown in order intake. So kind of interesting there, a different take from Volvo, but also they're making very different vehicles. So is Volvo considering slowing down production? Well, that they stated that they are able to slow down if they needed to, but they have no indication of doing so yet. Back over to Ford, who apparently aims to match production to customer demand. I'm curious to see what this might mean, what the real production numbers will come out to in the future from Ford. And I personally hope that they have a lot of research. They have funds that they're not putting into XYZ, so maybe they can put it into ABC, and maybe that's research and development to influence the models that they'll come out with in the future that they go forward with in their electric line. And we can look to their work in customer research and how it has led them to one of their newer offerings, the Lightning Flash model. It's kind of the cheapest way to get into the range extended battery. It has a 320 rated range, a heat pump, for that efficiency, and other neat features that apparently customers wanted. And it's coming in at just under $70,000. So still a hefty price point, but they do a lot of customer research. While Volvo seems to be confident with their approach, Ford's recent announcement on divesting, delaying, and reducing their efforts in some parts of their electric business model does match other news and automotive manufacturers who have indicated reduced EV demand as reasoning for their actions as well. So with Ford, the Mustang Mach-E production was also reduced in November of this year. It would be really cool if they could take what, they have with the Mach-E and really just turn it up. It's a popular car. I see it in my neighborhood. I see it everywhere, honestly, and just go full throttle with efficiency, with a better ride, just really optimizing what they have, making something great, amazing. I don't know. It's not my company and I have no influence there, but that would be something cool to see from them. They also delayed $12 billion in spending for their Kentucky battery plant, which I dove into in an episode on episode 173 of the podcast, and that was from their Q3 earnings call. So definitely check that out. Interesting, really pulling back from there. Over to GM. They have delayed the Silverado EV, the Sierra EV, and cited that they are aligning with evolving EV demand. They also scaled back their goals to build 400,000 EVs through the middle of 2024. And they ditched a $5 billion plan with Honda to build affordable EVs. That one hurts a little bit, I do got to say. Tesla, they are also being cautious with production. It's not just the legacy automakers. They have delayed their Mexico factory ramp up, and they have cited economic uncertainty as a reason for delay. So EV adoption isn't necessarily decreasing, but it does seem like there were some high hopes that aren't being fulfilled on the automaker side of things. Some things are unpredictable, but I don't know, we have also seen this coming. We'll continue to watch and see how they alter and edit and adapt their business models and where they decide to invest their labor and their funds and their research when it comes to their electric lineups and their battery manufacturing in the future. So I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I hope you're having a great day, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy and you do enjoy these podcasts, you know how to let us know. I will catch you next time on the Out of Spec podcast.